The Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. They did it. It was a very, very fun game. Man, this was probably one of the best Super Bowls in a really long time. Like, it was just so dramatic. It came down to a wild penalty to end the game, but the penalty was deserved. Even Bradbury said it was a penalty. But man, this game was a lot of fun. And even disregarding that penalty, this game was just so fulfilling. If you're an NFL fan, I know you enjoyed this game. Maybe if you're not an Eagles fan, but if you were just a bystander watching this game, your team wasn't in it, this was a lot of fun. Two teams just going back and forth. Defense wasn't really there, it was literally just an offensive battle between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. It was a super fun game, and I was 100% right about my prediction about this game. I said that it was going to be close. I said it was going to be about a 3-point game, and I did pick the Chiefs to win it. And me picking the Chiefs was kind of crazy because a lot of people were really going for the Eagles. Like, it was a lot of people were just so heavy on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, respectfully, and it makes sense, but it was crazy. Like, the disrespect to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and just what they've been doing consistently in the AFC. They've just been destroying teams. So for them to really just kind of just diminish it for this game for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, who are just up and coming, it was kind of crazy. But I saw it. I knew that Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT and that he was going to do it again. Somehow, some way, he was going to win this game, because you can't count him out. He's literally the GOAT. He's the new Tom Brady, where you can't count him out. Somehow, some way, he's going to will his team, and they did it. And it started off slow. The Chiefs really did start off slow, but in that second half, they cooked. So let's go ahead and talk about the first half of the game, where it was pretty much all Eagles. The Chiefs didn't really look that good, and they didn't have the possession that much. I think they had less than 10 minutes in the first half. That's what I saw, and that's just kind of crazy because especially because the outcome of the game. But like, for them, the Chiefs, who I viewed as this super heavy favorite, for them to have less than 10 minutes of possession was very, very crazy and unlike them. But like I said, it was all Eagles in the first half. Jalen Hurts was cooking, dude. He was cooking from the start of the game to the end of the game. But in the first half, he was just amazing. He just looked spectacular, and it was very, very surprising because I didn't know if he was gonna come out that good. I mean, like, he came out like it was a regular season game. He was playing really that good, and it was very, very surprising. I do love his game, but I was surprised. I was surprised. I didn't just think he could do that. I thought the Kansas City Chiefs defense was going to be step up. I said I was starting to believe in them, and for especially what they did against the Bengals and everything in the playoffs, I've really started to believe in the defense of the Chiefs. And the defense of the Chiefs kind of was MIA in the first half, and yeah, the Jalen Hurts show was cooking, dude. I was very, very scared in the first half, and the Chiefs, they did their job in the first half as well. But man, it was just Jalen Hurts. Like, Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball down the field to AJ Brown like nothing, dude. It was just so easy for the Eagles in the first half, and they held the ball for so long. They had the ball for so long, and that's why the numbers are kind of inflated. So people are I've already seen people online talking about the numbers about Jalen Hurts having more passing yards and everything, but he had the ball a lot longer than the Kansas City Chiefs did. Even at the end of the game, the Eagles still finished with the more time of possession. It was 35-24, so they had 10 more minutes with the ball, and they still were not able to win that game. And it's mainly because of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs coming out so hot in the second half, just being so efficient. But yeah, like I said, let's go back to talking about the Eagles. They were so good, especially we're talking about efficiency. They were so good in the first half. On third downs, it was crazy, and fourth down as well, but third down to me was just so crazy. Even in the second half, they were still really good on third down. They were 11 for 18, it was just so good though, because the plays that they were converting were just crazy. They're big chunk plays. It was like a lot of the times it was Jalen Hurts having to make a play. He was being a quarterback and he was making plays happen. He was scrambling, avoiding a sack and throwing it down the field. He was finding Dallas Goedert dotting him up. There was a lot of really great plays from Jalen Hurts in the first half and in the second half. Third down efficiency was just amazing for them, and the Chiefs could not get a stop. There was one error from the Eagles in the first half, and that was when Jalen Hurts fumbled. That was just such a weird play though. Like, he was trying to move the ball, and they got fumbled. He fumbled it, and they returned it for a touchdown. It was just kind of a weird, funky play, but that happened as well, and that didn't change the momentum, because the Eagles still had the momentum. But it was a kind of a weird play from just Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. But yeah, at the end of the first half, it was 24-14, Eagles winning, and it would look like the Eagles had all the momentum to win this game. And it was really the second half that was just crazy. It was really, really crazy. The Chiefs got the ball to start the second half, and they played really, really good. Isaiah Pacheco and Patrick Mahomes, they were just so efficient, and they had the ball, and they just went down the field, and it just was just so good. Like, they were just so clean and pinpoint at what they were doing. Especially Isaiah Pacheco, he's an unsung hero in that second half. He was running the ball amazingly, and he took a nasty hit in the second half, but he was still good. But yeah, they were playing really, really good in the second half, and that's what really turned the momentum. That second half spark of the Chiefs getting the ball first, scoring a touchdown right away. It was very, very fast and efficient. And then when the Eagles got the ball again, they held them to just a field goal, and that was the moment where this game was starting to pick up for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs would get the ball again. They would do the same thing, go down the field and score a touchdown. This is when Juju Smith started to take off and Tony started to take off. This was really, really fun and just exciting. They were starting to just go boom. They were looking like just how we always expect the Chiefs to look. And then the Chiefs were able to get a stop, and then they had that punt, like great punt return by Tony, who put him in amazing position to score a touchdown. And then they scored a touchdown to Sky Moore, who did kind of the same play that Tony did to score that previous touchdown. And then the Eagles got the ball back, they scored a touchdown. It was tied 35-35. Then that was with 5 minutes left, and then the Chiefs get the ball again. They go down the field, and then we have that quote unquote phantom holding call. But even Bradbury has said that it was holding, like he was holding Juju. And yeah, that was it. They didn't score a touchdown because they didn't have to, because they were just going to run out the clock and force the Eagles to use their last timeouts, and that was the game. But man, it was just so much fun. I know you guys watched it, and I know you guys just loved it. If you were like a non-team, if your team wasn't participating, this had to be so much fun to watch, and it was a lot of fun. I was rooting for the Chiefs, obviously, because I picked them and I wanted to be right, and it was just a lot of fun to root for them, and to see Patrick Mahomes just do Patrick Mahomes things. Like, he had that huge run down the middle, even after he got re-injured. I forgot to talk about that in the right before halftime. They tackled him. They kind of they grabbed him by his ankles, and it looked nasty. Well, it didn't look that nasty, but his reaction was very, very nasty to it. And at that point, I thought it was over. I really thought it was over, and I thought the Chiefs were going to be out for this game. And I thought Patrick Mahomes was going to be out, but man, he came back in the second half, and he was just amazing. Huge runs, big throws, just finding the open man, creating plays. It was just a lot of fun to see Patrick Mahomes do Patrick Mahomes things. And you got to give credit to Andy Reid for always getting these guys open, designing plays to just, like the 2 touchdowns that they had, where it was Tony and Sky Moore in the fourth quarter. They were wide open. Touchdowns, and that's just because the way they drew up the plays, and you got to give them credit for that. And we got to give credit and shout outs to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, who played really, really good in the second half. It was just they were not good enough. That's really it. They just were not good enough. They didn't do as many things as the Chiefs did, and it really sucks, because the Eagles did everything right. They did everything right to win this game, but it just wasn't enough, and that has to hurt. Even if that penalty wasn't a penalty and everything, they still didn't do enough to win this game. Jalen Hurts played out of his mind, and it was so efficient on third downs and made big play after big play. and he still wasn't able to get the job done, not because of him, but just because the Chiefs were just better. The Chiefs as a team were just better than the Eagles as a team were, and it just sucks because they did everything right. I don't know, man. Like, I really thought that the Eagles were gonna win this game. I really thought, after the first half, it was just so Eagle heavy, and everybody was on the Eagles train, and it just to see the Chiefs come back was just crazy, and just to see the Eagles not continue to do what they were doing in the first half, or they were at some points, and it just wasn't enough because the Chiefs just came out just head strong and just came out guns blazing and everything. Like, yeah, it was just very, very crazy to see, and it makes me so happy because I did pick the Chiefs to win this game. But man, it just goes to add to the legacy of Patrick Mahomes. The Eagles were outscored 24-11 in the second half, man. I mean, and that's what the game came down to. That's really what the game came down to. The Chiefs just had an amazing comeback, and that's because of Patrick Mahomes, and that's because of Andy Reid. So yeah, that was Super Bowl 57. It was a lot of fun. I just had an amazing time watching this game. It was a lot of fun. I was live tweeting the whole thing. If you want to see my reactions, go ahead and check the timeline, follow me and all that stuff. But let me know in the comments how you feel about this Super Bowl. If you're an Eagles fan, how do you feel? Let me know. If you're a Chiefs fan, let me know how you feel as well. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the future for some more NFL videos. We're going to be continuing to do them in the off season, so make sure you subscribe if you enjoy these videos. And yeah, don't forget to like this video as well, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.